let me bang.
I do let you bang. Hey,
let me bang you, man.
I let you bang. I let you bang.
Greetings, marriage and virgins. Go for Jeezy. No for gay Jeezy, people.
And I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your favorite mixed martial arts podcast. Recording out of Los Angeles, California, it's MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
Hey, welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted Podcast. Me, Adam Hunter, here with Greg Romero-Wilson. We got Sean McCorkle, the Ween Dog. How are you guys doing? What's going on, guys?
Great.
Living the dream.
Chilling
Not
out,
my
man.
dream,
Waiting.
but I'm sure it's somebody's.
Yeah, I'm just chilling out, waiting, just waiting till the new year.
Yeah?
Get that vax.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you, man. A lot of people got mad at us for saying that we were going to take the vax. And, I'm like, fuck it.
Okay.
I mean, I know, McCorkle, you're not taking the vax, right?
Nope. Primarily because they're telling me I have to. If they ask nicely, I might do it, but you're not going to tell me I have to do anything. Nobody. So,
Wait a minute. Who's telling you have to?
like, if they're making it government mandated that you have to take it, that's what I keep hearing.
But they're not making it government mandated that you have to take it.
Yeah, then I'll just take my chances because I don't trust anything that was pushed that fast to be healthy. Like, I just don't. I don't trust it. I'm sure they're going to find out some side effects. I'd rather it be the first round of people that find that out than me.
And you're a guy that's taking...
I understand that. I mean, I'm with that about a lot of things. I never want to be the first round. Let them work out their issues first.
Right?
Then,
Yeah. Work the bugs out.
Once they figure that out, then I'll get in the. But this, I'm first level. But I think it's fine to not be first level because I think that opens up. I think exactly. Let people that want it take it first.
Absolutely.
People that don't, not take it first, and then it all work. I think because they can't figure out a system of how to prioritize this bullshit anyway. I think I think if they just said, "Listen, it's voluntary. If you want to, ready to come," and I think naturally we'll separate into two groups of the wills and won'ts, and I think it'll be pretty easy actually.
The only thing I want to be first on is a gangbang. I think that's probably the...
Absolutely, or train really.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that either if they tell me I have to.
Listen here, you're gonna fuck her with those 14 other guys, or I'm gonna shoot you in the face. God damn it!
I don't know what.
And you're gonna be like,
was,
you know what? If you would have asked me nicely, I would have done it. But now I'm not doing it. I'm not.
I don't know what character Greg was just doing there, but it sounded exactly like what you would expect a guy to be saying that to sound like.
But McCorkle, what if somebody not asking?
And that's how the stash makes cash.
But McCorkle, what does anybody not ask you anything nicely? I feel like you're the guy people always say nice thing. I mean, you're like 6'6".
That's true. You're tough to order around. If you're looking at you in person.
I think I told you guys this already, but they'll be like, even at the doctor, they're like, "Sir, do you have a mask?" I'm saying, "No, thank you." And then they get confused. And then I've been telling them it's my way of protesting to support Black Lives Matter is not wearing a mask, so that I tell them if they try to make me wear one, they're racist. And then everybody backs off immediately. Like, "No, you don't have to wear one. I'm not racist." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
That's a pretty solid mind fuck, my man. That's a pretty solid mind fuck.
So
I don't know what happened. What happened that made being racist the worst thing you could be? Like, obviously, you probably shouldn't be racist, but I would rather be racist than a pedophile. Like, there seems to be more hatred toward racists than pedophiles or rapists or murderers. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not a good thing, but I just don't know when it became the worst thing you could be.
I don't think it's the worst thing. It's just current. It's the most current thing. I mean, there was a time when the whole priest thing was very much at the top of the list, and just because we've been focusing on this race thing because of who, it doesn't mean that the priest thing's gone away. It's just a matter of us getting past this news cycle, and then we'll get on to the next thing. And the whole priest pedophile Boy Scout guys, that it's coming back.
Let me ask you a question though, Craig. Is the priest guy? Does he have the same voice as the guy that's forced you to do the gangbang? He's like, "You're going to get no. That's the way it's going to be."
Oh no, they're much smoother.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So anyway, I had therapy today, which is good. I'm working things out in therapy. Are you guys in therapy? You guys should be. All of you, everybody should be here in therapy.
I was when I was younger.
I was going to say, I agree. We all should probably be in therapy, but I have been in therapy, but I'm not currently in therapy.
What was your therapy session like, Greg?
You know what it was? I feel like I got so much out in like the first couple of sessions that after that, it was kind of diminishing returns. After that, I felt like I was just going to keep going. I felt like we had discussed all the big shit from my childhood. And, I was like, okay, thank you. You validated a lot of what I've been feeling. I feel much better. I mean, I still deal with those issues on the day, but I just felt like diminishing returns on what I was doing in therapy. I felt like we'd kind of done the majority of the work.
My therapy was fucked up, dude. That's like,
you got molested.
I was like 10, 11 or 12. And all my therapy consisted of was this dude like filming me playing with toys. It's like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, what's going on?
Oh my God. They thought you, I was going to say, they thought you had Down syndrome.
No, it's just some dude who was videotaping me while I was playing with toys.
I feel like you're not aware of what kind of therapy it was. I feel like you thought it was supposed to be talk therapy, and they're like, no, we're just trying to figure out if you're smart enough to qualify as a regular person.
But it didn't help.
They gave you 9 blocks, and they were like, okay, here's the evidence. He got 6 of them in the right holes. We got to let him into school.
Yeah.
And then what about you, Sean?
I went to marriage counseling probably, I would say literally 30 to 35 times with 30 to 35 different marriage counselors, because every time me and my ex-wife would go, they would tell her she was 99% wrong and I was 99% right on everything. And then she would say, oh, that's because he's a man. He agrees with you. So we went to like 10 different guys. Then we switched to a female, and then the female said I was right, she was wrong. And then she's like, oh, she's just in love with you. Like, so we ended up going to like a 75-year-old woman who was a Christian counselor, super Christian lady, very, very like well-spoken, very just like your grandma would be, And so we met with her for 30 minutes. She said, I just need to see you for 10 minutes tomorrow, Sean. I don't need to see you again, Jamie, like to my ex-wife. And so she thought I was really going to get it from the lady when I came in the next day. So I was going to counseling the next day. The lady said, she goes, I sat here and listened to you talk for an hour yesterday. I just have one question for you. And I thought she was going to tell me how terrible a person I am. And she said, what the fuck are you doing married to that woman? Which was really surprising coming from a 75-year-old woman saying the F word like that. That's a Christian counselor. She said, I always counsel people to live, like to work it out, to try harder. She goes, I cannot believe what you've sat through. Like the things you told me yesterday are the worst things I've ever heard from a marriage. I was like, okay, so she told me to divorce her. A Christian counselor, 75-year-old woman, told me I was crazy if I didn't divorce her.
Yeah, my wife and I.
Let me tell you something, man. You're one of those dudes. I see this all the time. Big, nice guys somehow get reeled in by these bitchy, controlling women.
Absolutely.
And it's a con. It's a con of its own kind, which they make you emotionally responsible for that. Yeah. And you're such nice guys. They just keep reeling you in, and I'm saying this happened to several friends of mine. It's always big, nice guys get hooked up with these, honestly, these fucking bitches, man. Yeah. And they're with them for a long time. Like, I don't know, she doesn't, and they're always depressed, and always like, and I'm like, dude, fucking let her go. All your friends want you to fucking let her go. And I love it. Fucking 37 counselors, and finally the old Christian lady was like, yeah, Jesus said, leave this bitch.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. It was crazy. She said, if you do not divorce her within 5 years, she will divorce you. But she said at the time, she goes, you're young, you have money, you're good looking, your kids are just like 4 and 1. They're not going to remember it. She goes, within 5 years, she's going to divorce you. You're going to be broke. You're going to be older. You're not going to be as good looking. Named all this stuff that I wasn't going to be. And I'll be damned if 4.5 years later, I didn't catch her cheating on me and I was divorced, broke, everything she said, everything that counselor told me. She said, she's going to wait till the money runs out, spend you broke, and then she's going to divorce you, like leave you. She said, you need to get out now. And I was like, I can't do that to my kids. And she's like, you'd be doing them a favor. And I'll be damned if she wasn't right. So,
my wife
except for the handsome part.
Right. I got better looking. So
exactly.
Yeah, Brie and I had couples therapy at her church, right? Because it was like required pre-marriage counseling. By the end of it, her priest wouldn't marry us. Like the guy refused to marry us. That's why we had the grandmother. Like, 'cause I thought it was like I was using this as an opportunity to test out jokes and like trying out like I was doing bits.
Oh my God. How did you still get married? How she didn't just be like, fuck this guy. He can't even fuck him.
She had been going to the church for like 4 years, did all this like stuff for the church, like all like this, like, you know, goodwill. And they're like, no, we're not doing this. We're not going to put our name attached to this. And
wow.
Then we had to go find our own person to marry us.
You. It's like, listen, we just want to spend a little time around you, you know, make sure that, you know, this is going to work out great. Yeah, we're not going to marry.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if your wedding, if they said, if anyone knows why these two shouldn't be married, if that priest jumped up and said, I don't endorse this, trying to stop you?
I
That'd be the best. He's giving. Do you, Adam? And do you? Okay. If anyone knows any reason why these two should not be married, speak now or forever hold your peace. I would like to go on record at this moment so that I may that these two should not be married. I counseled them. I discouraged this. I even said I didn't want to be here today, but here we are. And now Adam placing the ring on her finger.
They kicked her out of the church. We haven't been back since.
That's awesome. They're like, Adam, I hope you're more careful placing that ring on her finger than you were placing your cryptocurrency in that wallet.
Oh,
they're like, all right, fine. You choose Satan. Go right ahead. Go marry Satan, Dick.
Oh man, yeah. So I actually booked that infomercial, for the massage chair.
That's awesome.
And we shot it yesterday. I should have known my lines. I thought they were gonna have a teleprompter, and then they didn't. And then the director, who was great, but thought it was like Hamlet. He wrote, I had the word perfect. He said, "You give me line readings." The producer was like, "Stop giving them." It was crazy. But the good part, I was in a massage chair getting a massage the whole time, and every time I fucked up the line, I'd be longer in the chair. So I'm like, this is like the best massage I've ever got.
Totally. You're like, I don't want to go home to my wife and kids yet. I'm going to fuck this up 9 more times.
It was the best.
I'm getting a massage here.
So that was awesome. Anyway,
I booked a voiceover job.
Nice.
For a major animation studio. That's all I'm going to say about that. But it's one of the biggies.
Good for you, man.
Thank you.
Hilarious. So
we'll record that in January. I'm looking forward to it.
Good for you. Well, let's talk about some MMA. I'm going to let our first guest here because he's canceled on me the last 3 times. He's actually didn't even show up to his own Zoom. It was just a chair. Okay. And then when he finally came up, I told him to come at 1:30. He came a half an hour early. So
yay!
I could see him waiting the whole time. Like they say, black people time is a real thing. He came 2 weeks late.
That sounds right.
Alonzo Menifield, how are you, man? Alonzo Menifield, one of the best fighters on the planet. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. You know, just watching film. But yeah, the day is good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good, man. Happy holidays. Yeah, you got a big fight coming up January, right?
February 27th.
February 27th. Who are you fighting?
I think it was Williams Knight. Yeah, William Knight.
William Knight, man. There you go. Obviously, if you guys don't know Alonzo's story, we've had him on the podcast before. He's a kid that him and his brother went to like 15 different group homes in LA. He was getting into fights. He got juvenile detention. Life was really bad for him. And then a nice Christian from Nigeria, white guy. I think a white Christian from Nigeria.
No.
Okay, black guy. All right. I mean a white. Yeah. All right, so a black guy took him in.
I love the way you whitewashed his story. Good work.
Yeah, well, it's being played by a white guy in like the movie. So he like took him in.
Tom Hanks plays it in the movie.
Yeah.
Alonzo became an amazing football star. Played college football. Almost made the pro. Made the Arena League, and then didn't left football. Won his first 10 fights in a row. Knocked everybody out. I mean, he was knocking people out within seconds. Last 2 fights didn't go his way. The Devin Clark was very close. The other one, OSP, you were winning that fight too. You just got caught. And now here we are. So what did we learn about the last fight? What are we going from? How are you? I know the last fight your wife got mad at you is because you weren't training hard. She said, "Get your ass back at the gym." She said you were what's going on? Talk to me.
Well, I mean, I basically focus on those two areas, which is strength and conditioning and the skill sets. I didn't do a lot of skill training leading up to that fight because I was so obsessed with the Devin Clark loss. Given that, I got caught, so I've been working on not getting caught. So a lot of skills, a lot of sparring. And it's going good so far.
Do you think it was one of those things that it seemed like you were trying to not gas yourself out? So you weren't throwing as many punches. Sometimes I feel like when you try not to do something, it isn't the same as trying to do something.
Yeah, right. I think me thinking not to gas out was I guess a major error in that fight for me. Because when I went in and grabbed him, I felt like, I can take it to that world, the grappling world, but I didn't engage in that. And that whole fight, I just felt strange in there, like I was an amateur. I had my coach screaming at me or whatnot, but I don't know. A lot of things are going on for that fight, but good fight OSP did or had. And
it's one of those things though, like you were knocking everybody out so quickly. I mean, in the LFA, it was like you were just jabbing them and they were flying out of the cage. But you were not very experienced. You only fought for like 2 years. You got thrown in too quickly to like the Sharks, or because I know you like deserve to be there. You think maybe you could have had some easier fights in the UFC?
I don't know, man. As far as easy or not easy, I don't know, because given what happened, you can get caught by anyone. But that fight, I don't think he was like too much of a shark. It definitely was an honor fighting OSP because he's been in the game for so long. Yeah. But I guess given that, I mean, I don't know, man. It is what it is. You got caught.
Who cares? And past is the past. Fuck it. It happened. All right.
Well, I'm moving on. I moved on.
Yeah, of course. You better move on. You got look at you. You're killing the game, bro. You're in the big show. You're in the big show. You got a hot wife. You got 6 kids.
6 kids. No, 4 now, or 4 on the way.
Wait. You have 4 kids?
Yeah, I have 3 and 1 on the way, so it'll make 4.
Oh, nice.
Zeph and I.
Oh, okay. You said 4 on the way. I was like, wait a minute. You're having quadruplets?
No,
I was like, man, you ain't gonna have time for fighting.
Right. More like 4 baby mamas ready to pop.
Whoa now.
He's having quadruplets with 4 different women.
Exactly. I'm having quadruplets, guys. I fucked all these bitches.
Well, let's talk about MMA. So Jake Paul said he offered $50 million to fight. He offered Conor McGregor $50 million. And he made a video calling McGregor's wife a 4 and calling Dana White a pussy. Now, if I'm McGregor, I take this fight all day. I mean, this is beyond easy work. $50 million, and give $10 million to Dana for like letting him do it. What are our thoughts about this fight?
Take it,
Sean, Greg.
I thought you were specifically. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I don't know that big cardboard check by him that said $50 million is actually a real check. So I would be surprised if he has $50 million to offer. It's probably more just getting his name out there. But I don't think anybody as smart as the Paul brothers obviously are delusional enough to think that they could beat someone like Conor McGregor. I mean, that would be like a guy like being a really bad UFC fighter and then thinking he could turn it into a stand-up comedy career like Brendan Schaub. So
we got one. There's one. Got one in.
Yeah.
Alonzo, thoughts on this fight?
Oh man, I think it's funny. It's comical. On so many levels. But yeah, like you were saying, I don't know if he has $50 million. But it would be smart if Conor was to take that and get paid actually that and beat him up. I think it I think it'd be something everyone can enjoy.
Greg?
Listen, it's stupid. I mean, don't we already have Logan Paul fighting Mayweather?
Yes.
I mean, I feel like we're all just getting caught up in the Paul brothers fucking dick measuring contest. Like, oh, you're gonna fight Mayweather? I'm gonna fight. I'll fight Conor McGregor. Yeah, that's right. I'll just insult him, and then he has to fucking do it. Like, come on. Like, can we just? I don't even want to.
I was kind of liking the kid after he knocked out Nate Robinson. He came across kind of humble and polite. I'm like, this guy's all right. And then he makes that video in front of a Lamborghini in front of a mansion. And I'm like, oh, he's a dickhead. Like, fuck this guy. It's like.
I liked his footage from the looting and riots he put out there. That was pretty interesting.
All right. So Nate Diaz responded, saying,
he's like, I'll take your $50 million.
Yeah, Nate Diaz was like, hell yeah. You little bitch. You're going to get hurt. I'll fight you any day of the week. Now, who do you think does better against Paul? You think like Conor knocks out Paul in 1 round? It takes Nate 3 rounds to knock him out? Or you think they both just destroy him in boxing?
I think they toy with him for as long as they want to enjoy slapping him. And then when they decide they're tired, they knock him out. It's not a contest.
Yeah. Alonzo, what was it like for you? Like the first time you walked into an MMA gym, how did you do?
I did good. When I walked into a real MMA gym, he threw me in there to spar like 7 people. And I was able to knock out 2 of them and then get beat up by the rest.
Wait, you actually knocked out 2 people in sparring?
Yeah.
Aren't you not that? Aren't they say don't knock people out in sparring?
Yeah, they say that, but I mean, you wear headgear or whatnot, and some people fall. But yeah, they throw you in there though, and people are doing grappling and kicking you and elbowing you. It's crazy, man.
Now, as far as calling Conor's wife a 4, do you think he went over the line? I mean,
indeed,
he did, right? Like,
yeah. I was sending out a hitman on him.
Well, I've seen your wife. No one's calling her a 4. But I'm saying, like, it's just a matter of like,
no one's calling her a 4. She's 1 of 4. If whatever, I don't know what I'm talking about. Quadruplets. Okay, go ahead.
Quadruplets. No, only 1. Don't say that.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking around. We all know we were jokes. Just
I feel like wives and kids are like out of the shit talk. Like once you cross that line, that was the thing with Conor when he called Khabib's wife a towel. Remember, the woman had a towel on her head, and or not a towel. It looked like a towel. It was a cloth over her head, and then McGregor tweeted out, "Your wife's a towel," and I think that was like the thing that really pissed Khabib off. Like you just certain things you just don't fuck with. But
at the same time, if Conor said that, then didn't Conor kind of leave the door open then for this kind of?
Yeah, I guess. I think Conor deleted the tweet, and I think that was the one thing he kind of knew he like crossed the line. Especially with like Muslims, like you don't fuck with like Muslim fighters. Like that's essentially like shit talk. It's not shit talk. It's just talk, and then you're gonna
It's just being an asshole.
Yeah.
Right.
Now let's talk about some of the fights over the weekend. Moreno versus Pereira. That was a fucking classic. And
can I just say, remember on the show, I was denigrating this card as a pay-per-view and saying I wasn't going to buy it. Then of course I bought it because I was fucking bored. And it was one of the best cards, pay-per-view cards I've seen in a while, man. I have to eat a little crow on that one. It was especially the headlining fight. It was a fucking great fight.
It was a great fight. And like,
yeah, it was.
I mean, Moreno could take a shot. I mean, because those punches would have taken anyone out. And just think about like Mexican fighters. It's just like they just no quitting that guy. No quit.
I think that's what tripped Davison out. I think Davison could not believe he was still there.
Has that ever happened to you, Sean? You ever punched somebody like straight in the face and couldn't believe they were still standing?
No, I usually was getting punched in the face and couldn't believe I was still standing. But my stand-up was so bad. But I've always thought it was weird, man. Like being a 125-pound champ. Like I often wonder, like if they brag about, like, dude, I can beat anyone in the world up who's smaller than your girlfriend. Like I think it's a weird thing to be the toughest man under 125 pounds in the world. Like that's a strange strange thing to me. I didn't get to see the fight because my satellite internet at my new house also doesn't allow me to get ESPN Plus or order pay-per-view on Dish. So I don't know what's going on. So I didn't get to see it, but I heard it was amazing. So,
Alonzo, your thoughts on the fight?
Oh man, that fight, the main card fight, that thing was something special. I wasn't gonna buy the card either, but I was at my son's birthday party at the end, and it got very boring, and I bought it.
He was like, I can't believe I got to do this 4 more times in a month.
Right? So, yeah, getting through that, I bought the card, and I caught that, and I was excited. That was super, super fun.
Yeah, man. I was the same way. I was like, I'll just watch the prelims. And then I was like, fuck it. I'm buying the card. Fuck it. I'm watching this shit.
I mean, with lockdown and COVID, there's no, what else are you going to do? I mean,
I got no show to go to. I'm fucking sitting here. So fuck it. I bought it.
Yeah. Who did you guys have winning the fight? Who do you guys have winning the fight?
I thought Davison was going to win, but I thought it would be earlier and by knockout.
Yeah. No, who do you think? No, but as far as the decision.
Yeah, because it was a draw.
Normally, I don't like draws, but in this particular case, especially with the fight deduction, the point deduction, I could see it being a draw. It was like I thought Davison won 3 rounds, Moreno won 2, but because he got the other one, the low blow, you give him the extra point. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the draw.
I thought the same thing. Once they took the point away, even when they were going to the cards, I'm like, I could see this becoming a draw because of that. I mean, I really did.
Yeah. What about you, Ween Dog? What did you think?
I mean, at the time, I had Moreno winning the fight. You know, this is a controversial decision because a lot of people have Moreno winning it, but it seems like more people have Figueiredo winning. I picked Moreno. I had a little bit of bias because I had some money on him. But I saw that he would be a tough competitor for Figueiredo, and I'm very much looking forward to the rematch. I don't know if it's going to be the same kind of fight. I don't know if it's going to be one of the fight of the years. But I think Figueiredo is still probably going to be the favorite in that fight. But I'm really excited for it.
I'm excited too. And now the fight that I was shocked was Tony Ferguson.
That was sad. Couldn't believe that.
Well, I mean,
that one was sad.
College wrestler. I don't know if I think he was like an All-American, maybe D2 or D3, but he was a good college wrestler. And for him to get taken down over and over
for a long time
by a jiu-jitsu guy. I mean, by Oliveira, who's known for jiu-jitsu. I don't know if Tony came in hurt or that first armbar his arm was so fucked that he couldn't defend the takedowns. But I was shocked. I was shocked that he didn't tap also. Because I was tapping. Like my dick was crooked afterwards. That's how fucking.
Oh my god!
Why were you jerking off during the fight?
I can't look.
Random things were crooked afterward. Now, Alonzo, you think Tony is? People are saying he's a shell of his former self, and I don't want to believe that. He says he's not done. What would you tell Tony? How would you direct Tony as far as his career? And what do you think of Ferguson right now?
Well, I think Tony, man, he needs to get around people and train because I hear he's training kind of like exclusively by himself or with a few people. So maybe he needs to mix it up with training partners. I don't know, man. Maybe that'll help him.
Yeah.
Because he looks like COVID-19 is affecting him because he looks different.
Yeah. So. Sean, your thoughts about Ferguson?
Yeah, man, I actually was able to watch that one back on some website, but it was shocking, man. Either Oliveira is that good or Tony is looking, like that bad. I was shocked that he kept getting taken down and controlled the way he was. And he looked tired, which he normally never looks tired, ever. I've never seen Tony look tired. Yeah. So man, they say, you get old overnight in fighting and sometimes it just happens, but could have been that Gaethje fight took a lot out of him or his confidence real bad. It just, who knows, man? That Gaethje fight was, that was the equivalent of getting ran over by a car. That was bad news, man. So, he definitely didn't look like his former self. And I think Oliveira is really, really, really good, man. I think he's really coming into his own. I actually missed a 7-fight parlay that would have paid me like 50-1 on that fight. And I had one of my buddies told me Oliveira was going to beat Tony Ferguson. He said, dude, I'm telling you, Oliveira's killing. He's going to beat him. And he bet the same parlay as me, except about Oliveira, and he hit a 50-1. On it. So, he told me not to. Yeah, he only bet $5. He goes, man, I made 250. I was like, yeah, I had 500 on that parlay, so I lost.
Oh my god!
And that's how the house always wins.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm always gonna be a Tony Ferguson fan. As far as taking the fight out of it, it was not even that. But look at the Pettis fight, and he's had so many wars. It was just war after war after war. And you're right. I hate seeing fighters get old overnight, and I would definitely give him another high level fight. But if he doesn't win that, I would start saying, "Hey, man, you had an amazing run, amazing career, but it's just not what it was."
Who do you think he should fight next? Because a lot of people are saying Paul Felder is the fight, and I think that's a decent fight. Both guys are older, and they're sort of in the same position where they've lost a couple. So, what do you guys think? Do you like the?
I think that's why they wouldn't make that fight. No. At this point now, he like he did for Oliveira. Now he becomes the guy they're testing guys coming up on. And I think this fight absolutely was about Oliveira being that much better than Ferguson right now. Because I also agree that Gaethje shit was still wearing that. He definitely looked like he was still not there back 100%.
I think you give him maybe a Beneil Dariush, right? They're the same weight class. Somebody like that.
155.
I mean, something where it's maybe they're coming off a couple wins, but if you can't, I don't know. It's a tough call. It's a really tough call when you got a guy. I mean, we see it all the time, but when the guys fall that far by the way they're looking, you're like, I don't know.
I think if he really wants to challenge himself, really test himself, make some money doing it, he should fight Jake Paul.
I knew. There it is.
Great fight.
That's a fight to have. So.
All right, Yoel Romero. I'm not Yoel Romero. We'll talk about that for a second. Kevin Holland. That I've never seen a guy get knocked out from the bottom.
That was amazing.
I mean, how much power do you have to knock someone out from your feet? A guy like Jacare, it was insane. I was so impressed. I also think maybe Jacare's chin is not what it was, but at the same time, he's calling out Chimaev. Man, I want to see that.
Oh, good. That would be so good.
I don't know how good Chimaev is because we've never seen him struggle. He just ran through everybody. So how is he going to do against a guy like Kevin Holland? Do you train with Holland?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I mean, he's over there in Fort Worth. I went to a gym a few times with Luther. He's good, man. But I don't train with him. I train the Fortis MMA.
Okay.
But Kevin Holland, I don't know. He got a big mouth, but he's good.
I mean, how do you think he does against Chimaev?
I think he wins. I think he beats the crap out of him, actually.
I agree.
Wow. Why is that?
I mean, because based on what I've heard about the gyms and them Chimaev training, I think when he's compromised, he goes like a fish out of the water.
Wow.
And you do that to Kevin. Kevin doesn't care. He'll figure a way out. So with that said, I think Kevin would win.
Wow. All right. Okay. Now, are you training with the Black Beast, right?
Yeah, he came to the gym, but I don't train with him.
Who are some of the guys that you're training with?
Oh, I train with Kennedy, Ryan, some pure wrestlers. Uriah Hall.
Nice.
That dude. Yeah, he kicks too much.
Now, is he nice in the gym, or is he because he's always so nice? Is he always nice, or is he just what's up with that guy?
He is definitely not nice in the gym. When he's in there and he's in fight mode, he's ready to fight. So you got to bring your A game, or he'll drop you, especially with that liver shot.
Wow.
Oof. That sounds like no fun.
Drop you?
It's all fun.
I don't want anything to end with, especially with that liver shot.
Yeah. He's gotten so good with it. He doesn't even telegraph it.
Oh.
So you see him beating Weidman in the rematch?
Yeah, I see him doing that. Weidman lost about 5 steps.
Oh
no!
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Right? Shots fired! I'm kidding.
Got it. All right. So now, what were your thoughts about the fight, McCorkle?
With Kevin?
Yeah.
With Kevin?
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought that was pretty crazy, man. The way he whipped and hit him off the ground. But the way Jacare responded, I was like, man, is he really out? And then all of a sudden he starts pounding. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And that shit was exciting and scary at the same time for Jacare. But yeah, I thought it was a good fight. Good finish by Kevin.
Now, what are your thoughts on Nate Robinson's boxing skills?
I think it's, I don't know. I don't think anything of it, actually.
Now, how does
He doesn't even think about it.
don't you think he's
That shit was horrible.
his trainers have told him, hey man, you're not ready for this?
Well, they should have told him, man. You see that his only offense was the bull rush with a lead hand and his chin up. I mean, it was awful, man. I felt like they should have stopped him when he got hit or dropped that first time. But
now, he said he was doing it for the culture. Now, you being part of the culture, did you feel like you lost because when Nate lost?
Hell no. Part of what culture? I'm of all cultures. People, I'm mixed with everything, man. I'm just dark on the darker side.
Exactly, and I'm just on the lighter side.
Right? It is what it is. So
Got it. I'll tell you who I can't believe won, man, and I hope his parents raised his allowance, was Chase Hooper.
Unbelievable.
That kid's hilarious. Nice kid, but man, he was down 2 rounds. He kept going for submissions, and he got it.
And then he got it. Yep.
I mean, props for him. And he beat a guy whose nickname was Slippery Pete. Obviously not that slippery. If he could, but I don't know. I just feel like Chase Hooper is going to have a tough time against people that are going to know what he's going to do.
And he takes damage too. He takes shots. As long as he's on the feet, he's going to be taking a lot of damage. And it's kind of scary because he's so young. Actually, after that fight, after this whole card, I had a dream that I was watching a Chase Hooper fight and he got punched so hard that his neck broke at a 45-degree angle. It felt so real and I woke up horrified. So I hope that's not in his future at all. I've been known to have predictionist dreams, but who knows, dude?
Let's hope that one's not true.
I know. It was weird.
How is that a known thing? Nobody knows that. I've been known by who? By you?
By me. I'm like a fortune teller, but I hope that one doesn't come to fruition.
Oh man, I was about to say. I'm not gonna say it.
I'll tell you who needs to take a step back is Dos Santos, and I like Dos Santos, and he's obviously a former champion, but come on, he's been knocked out too many times, and I don't want to see him being the guy that we're gonna make every heavyweight look good against by knocking him out. But it's just us. I don't know. It's scary, but the problem is that he wins one, he loses one, he wins one. And so he'll win his next fight. So everyone will be and then he'll get knocked out after that. That's you're almost better off getting knocked out 3 fights in a row. So everybody's all right, you're done versus you just get knocked out 7 times out of 14 fights. Thoughts on Dos Santos McCorkle?
I would have liked to, honestly, and it's his life, but I would have liked to have seen him stop after the second time Cain Velasquez almost murdered him, man. Like that, I have never seen anyone take a beating other than Tony Ferguson by, what's his name, Gaethje, was close, but I've never seen anyone take the beating that Dos Santos took in those 2 fights against Cain Velasquez. I was feeling guilty letting my son watch it. My son was, I think, 9 at the time or 10, but I actually turned it off at one point. I said, I don't want you to watch this anymore. It was just too violent, man, just too vicious, and he just kept hanging in there, just going, man. But it was, Cain almost killed him that 3rd fight. That was bad, man.
Alonzo?
Yeah, Dos Santos, man, I met him. He's a sweetheart. I think, given his rep, he probably should go into a different direction. But that fighter spirit, man, it's hard to get that out of you. So if he wants to go out on the shield, so be it.
Greg?
This Cyril Gahn, he looked really great. He looks like he's going to be a good heavyweight. I look forward to the question I have is, and maybe I'm alone in this, but he looked a little one-dimensional. He looks like he's living on power and he's got a great game, but I'll be interested to see where he goes. Because, he definitely dominated Dos Santos and you definitely want to see Dos Santos, but at the same time, it didn't. I just wonder how much more Gahn has to gain.
There you go. And he's actually said that you can pronounce his last name either one of those ways. Gain. I like to say Gain because it sounds fucking badass. So
thanks,
but that's it. Did anyone else think he looked one-dimensional, or am I alone in this one?
I think he only had to do look one man. It was right in front of him. I mean, the guy.
Yeah, that's true. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, I want to see more. Is there more, or is he going to rise to a certain and then have to, double back and learn some other things? It'll be interesting to see how much more is in the tank with him.
Speaking of Alonzo, so what do you got planned? So you're fighting this guy in February. We're ready. Now you're a guy, man. I'm telling you, you're right there in the 205 position to be like the next big thing. Are you prepared for? Like, how do you deal with like Instagram haters or Twitter trolls or people telling you this or that? Or do you read the negative stuff? Do you like, how does it get to you?
No, man, honestly, I don't even read it. I have my wife and people handle that. I don't do it. Cause even if you, I guess you don't know it and you go into it and you read just one bad out of, 40 good, the bad will stay with you. So I don't want to have that with me. So I don't read it. I don't read any of it.
Smart. I love that.
No,
I try to keep it always positive chi over here. I don't read any of it.
I have a comedy. My special drops on Friday on Fight Pass, right? And they aired the commercial for it last week. And this comedian hits me up. He goes, "Hey man, there's a Reddit forum about how bad you are and how much you suck. You should go in there and roast those guys." So I go, "Listen, man, I don't need that negativity. But so please stop emailing me this. I don't need to know." He's like, "Hey, there's a group of people that hate you. Fucking go join them." Why would I, but in the past, there's been times in the past where I would have been on in that and be like, "Oh yeah, well, fuck you. You don't know where I've been," and I'm like, I'm not going to try to deal with any of it. I'm just going to if people say bad shit, I'll just block them and move forward because you get sucked into it. And then
totally. I always say no response is your best response. Fuck these guys. Because they want to get your goat. They want to know that their shitty little comments bothered you. So by replying to them, they get that. They win by your response. So give them nothing, and then they don't know if you ever even saw it.
And not to mention, I know I'm the kind of person that I'll be on stage telling a joke, and a joke bombs, and I'll hear that comment in my head. See, his jokes aren't funny. So I'll go right to that fucking comment, maybe the guy was right. I fucking wish I could be out here and be like, "Oh, I have thick skin, and I don't care." That's not the case. I know me as a person, and like you said, Alonzo, I could do a show and I'll make 100 people laugh, and one person walks out, and it's the one person that I'm fucking pissed about. The one person that didn't laugh. That's the one. I'm the guy this is what I was talking about in therapy today. It was, I made it in wrestling. I won this. I won the States, won New England. I didn't win nationals. So I was a failure. I failed at that. I got on Last Comic Standing. I made the finals. I fucking lost. So fail. I just think of everything as like a failure in my head. And I'm working on not being that guy and not doing that to myself. So it's good to see someone like you who doesn't let that shit get in your head,
Right.
Well, Corkle has the exact opposite view of himself.
No, I'll tell you what I do is I find the people, I'll track down whoever's saying something and find pictures of their kids or wife and post them, and then talk about how retarded looking their kid is or how handsome their wife is, and destroy their entire life for everyone, like my 5,000 friends on Facebook. And then I find they don't usually comment anymore. So
he's done that. He's actually done that.
Repeatedly. I found out a guy's mom died like 2 weeks before, and I said, "Hey, your mom was at my last fight," and I put a picture of a skeleton in a chair at a fight, like I found one online. And I said, "Your mom was at my last fight. Tell her thanks." And then I always claim I'm having an affair with their dad. So not only am I sleeping with their parent, but their dad's gay too. And I'll really play it off like I'm really banging their dad, and they never have a response for that either.
You don't find that behavior puts you in like a negative, downward, dark place?
No, because it just makes me no one's a bigger fan of me than me. So I think
what did I just say? The exact opposite.
I look back on my Facebook memories every day and can't believe the stuff I used to write. Man, that was hilarious. And I show other people and they still don't think it was funny. They didn't think it was funny 5 years ago. They don't think it was funny now. But I just crack. I don't know. I crack myself up, I guess. So most of the time, no one can say anything to me about me that I don't already think deep down, except that I'm less funny than Brendan Schaub. That one hurts. But that's what people go to now. I actually had a guy the other day call me a snowflake or something. I don't know why. He said something and he goes, "Guess what? Brendan Schaub's funnier than you." And he immediately blocked me. And I was like, "Oh," that one really got me because he got in that little Brendan Schaub is funnier than you. I know that he doesn't believe that, but the fact that he was able to try to hit me where he thought would hurt cracked me up. So then I got on my other Facebook account and harassed his wife. So it works out.
You really did harass his wife?
Yeah, I just hit his wife up and asked her like what it was like to be married to Fat Thor, because he looked like Fat Thor, and then it was just like it went downhill from there. It was really bad. So
you have 2 teenagers, right? Do they see that their dad all day is on Facebook?
Well, actually, they're 22 and 19 now. It stunk a little bit back when I was in the UFC. When if you type my name in, the first 2 things that came up is Sean McCorkle would do gay porn for the right price, and is Sean McCorkle a Nazi? Like those were the 2 top headlines that came up. So that was a little bit of a legacy I was leaving for them. But I never said I would do. Actually, I jokingly said I would do gay porn for the right price. Just joking, and that's what they titled the whole interview as on YouTube. So it's a pretty interesting one. So,
all right. Well, Alonzo, on that, thank you for joining the podcast.
Alonzo, how much would it cost for you to do gay porn?
That's all.
Right? No
We're all going to
comment.
name our price. We're all going to name our price.
Right? Like no comment.
Happy holidays, man, to you and your family. And thank you for being like somebody that I really respect and look up to, and you're a really good guy, man. So thank you.
Thank you, man. Have fun with all of y'all, and happy holidays to all of y'all.
You too,
man.
brother.
Good luck.
Take care,
buddy.
Hold that thought for a second, because I got some really, really good news, people. All right, the holidays this year are sure to pack a punch, and so will this weekend's UFC 256. As some of the sport's most respected fighters step into the limelight this weekend, check out DraftKings, an official partner of the UFC. How cool is that? Now, for this weekend's fight, DraftKings is offering all players a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes. I can use $1 million. I'm sure you can. Okay. So, DraftKings, if you haven't tried it yet, fantasy MMA, it's so easy to play. Just pick 6 fighters, stay underneath the salary cap, and pile up points for advances, takedowns, and more. There's no better way to put your MMA knowledge to the test than to compete for a shot at millions of dollars. Millions of dollars all week long. Now listen, if MMA is not for you, okay, and sometimes it isn't, all right, you're listening to this because you're with somebody else, or you just, I don't know, you like MMA podcasts, you like MMA, whatever your thing is, don't worry, okay? DraftKings is offering plenty of fantasy contests for all of the sports that have returned to action. And there's lots of sports right now. How cool is that? Plus, don't forget about football season, where DraftKings has even more money up for grabs every week of the season. Here's your call to action. Download the DraftKings app now. Use the promo code ROASTED to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes throughout the weekend. That's promo code ROASTED, okay, to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes. Only at DraftKings. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Check it out, people. Check it out. Nice guy. Fucking
great guy.
Can you guys just feel the testosterone come off that dude? That is like one of the manliest dudes I've met since Don Fry. He just feels like extremely manly. Like,
so you would do gay porn?
Well, here I go talking about gay porn again. No, if I
he was so manly, I just want to feel his grip on my body. I just want to, you know what I mean? Like when a guy gets like maybe just wear him like a coat. Like he just gets behind me and I just wear him like a fucking coat. Like, and we somehow become one. I don't know how you do that, but that's what I know.
I noticed that voice is about to tell me that I got to have an orgy, like gunpoint.
Exactly. You get in there and you fuck that girl. You get in on this. God damn it. Without you, it's just a threesome. We're trying to have a goddamn gangbang.
Greg, you're one of the funniest people alive. Now, Romero left UFC. They offered him money for bare knuckle boxing. I guess he said no. Then he offered to fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul said no.
Who did?
According to his manager, Romero offered to.
Oh, Yoel Romero, right?
Versus Jake Paul. But
can you imagine? Oh God!
Now he's signed with Bellator. So he's in Bellator.
That was going to be my next question. I'm like, how is he not in Bellator? Although I thought I heard that Bellator actually initially passed on him. Is that accurate?
I don't know. He's in Bellator now, and they're saying him versus Anthony Johnson is the fight they're going to make. That's a fight, man.
I heard that Bellator wasn't interested until they found out he was 44. They thought he was 42. They were like, no, forget it. They found, he's 44. Okay.
Right. They're like, we're not taking any of these junior fighters.
Right. Yeah.
So him versus Rumble, like if they're smart, they're not gonna put him against Rumble Johnson because that's gonna be the best fight ever. But then it's like, where do you go from there? That's a fight. Like, but man, that would be a great fight. Rumble Johnson versus Romero. Oh my God.
The UFC, I mean, not Bellator needs to give those two guys like a couple can fights, which Bellator is good at doing for fighters that, have a lot of like heat behind them. I think they got to at least give them a couple gas station attendants before they fight each other.
They lose. Like, I hate that, like when they've signed Josh Koscheck and Josh Thompson and gave them these contracts and Roy Nelson, they put them in Bellator and they all lost. So there's a danger in doing that.
Well, put me in there with Yoel Romero. I'll make him look very good.
There's a danger.
I pay $50 million to see that.
That's the problem with MMA is that you like these can fights aren't really can fights. There's a lot of ways to lose. I remember Aaron Pico lost his first fight against Jake Lynch.
Yeah.
They thought they were giving him like, oh, well, here's a guy who can look good again. He knocked him out in the first round. So
Romero would beat Wayne Dog, and Wayne Dog would be like, I predicted this would happen. I had a dream about it. Nobody believed it.
So this Saturday night, Stephen Thompson versus Jeff Neal.
Yeah.
Good fight. We could ask Neal about Neal. I think Neal trains over at Fortis. We'll see what Thompson's got left. He's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Only been in a couple wars. The war with Matt Brown. I guess the war with Woodley. The first one was a war. The other ones really weren't really wars. He kind of one-sided or no action kind of fights that Thompson sort of either wins. But I don't know. I think Jeff Neal's going to take this. For some reason, I think that he's like the best kept secret in the UFC right now.
I agree.
Guy runs through people. I mean, I was there when he head kicked Mike Perry. Mike Perry has the fucking hardest head ever. And knock out Mike Perry with a head kick. Yikes. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, Marlon Vera coming off his win against Sean O'Malley. There's an asterisk there, but it technically was a win. Fighting Aldo. We'll see what Aldo has left, too. I don't know. This is a tough fight for both of them. Marlon Vera is really good, but fucking Aldo's one of the best of all time. And he's one of these guys that's been around. You're not going to...
I was going to say, you thought Stephen Thompson was old.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
But at the same time, he's been knocked out recently. He's been stopped. So I think Vera wins this fight. I know that Vera's younger. He's hungrier. He's fresher. I don't think he's not going to overlook Jose Aldo. Who do we like?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Aldo, man. Just going with my heart instead of my brain, I guess. But I just wish we knew how old Aldo actually was. Because I know he looked 45 when he was 28, so I don't know what he is now. Supposedly 30. He's supposedly 34 now, but he's got to be 50. I don't know, man.
They're like Cuban, they're kind of like Cuban baseball players.
Yeah.
Like the Olsen twins. Like how old are they? Like the Olsen twins, like they look like they're either 70 or 30. Asian people are like that too. Not all Asians, but Asian people, like they don't age, and then they hit a number, and then they age a lot.
Yeah.
They're either like 30 or really bad drivers.
Yes. No.
I was gonna say, don't let him have that one there, Adam. McCorkle's 6'14" and 385 pounds. Let him have that one.
All right. Greg Wilson. Do we like Aldo versus Vera?
I like Aldo because it seems to me the only advantage Vera has is youth. That to me is the only advantage he has. So if Aldo can hold it together and fight his fight, he should absolutely win this fight.
The fight that I can't wait.
Oh, here we go.
Michael Pereira. Dude, last time he said he trained with cows for his last fight.
Oh my God.
Listen, they weren't all cows. Some of them were pretty girls. Some were cows. I think it's wrong to call them all cows.
I actually put on Twitter, I can't wait to see his moves.
Oh, kill yourself.
Adam,
you should have done that one for your daughter. You should have just done that for your daughter and then nobody else. That's one of those ones you leave in the can. That's right.
And your therapist. I taught her your therapist.
Yeah.
Chaos Williams has been just knocking people out, but Michael Pereira can take a shot. Number one. Number two, he's hard to hit. He's jumping.
I was gonna say you could see him frustrating a guy like Chaos.
Man, I don't know. I mean, he literally grew up at the circus and that's where he learned how to fight in the circus. This guy's like he really is like one of those Marvel villains or something. I don't know who wins this fight. I really have no idea because there was a certain point where Michael Pereira was like losing a lot of fights or even gassing out because he was doing these ridiculous things. And then I feel like he's taking it more serious now. Chaos Williams is looking great, but he's been knocking everybody out. But that sometimes doesn't show how good the person really is. But I'm still picking Chaos Williams in this fight. Sean McCorkle.
Yeah, same, man. I think I've bet several times on Pereira before, and he's found a way to lose almost every time. Like he'll dominate the fight, then try to pull a backflip and then sprain his ankle and lose or something. It's just like my girlfriend was irate watching him fight. She's like, somebody needs to kick that dude's ass. Like the last time we watched him fight, because she knew I had a bunch of money on him thinking he would win, and he could easily win. He looks like he's 80 pounds over the weight class. Like he looks giant in there. And then he's too busy doing backflips to win. And then I think he got robbed on his last decision that he lost, but he could have finished the fight anytime he wanted, I think. So
that's how fucked up Diego Sanchez's new coach is. That he fought Diego, and everyone was like, the coach was the problem. No one even acknowledged the fact he was fighting a guy doing backflips the whole time.
Right.
Diego Sanchez is his coach.
That's the thing. When he's probably the most interesting, exciting fighter to watch. When he like brings in sambo shit and all, I'm like, fuck, who does this? I love watching him fight, but he does get caught up in doing cuckoo stuff instead of just fighting the fight, and that's what opens the door exactly for a guy like Chaos Williams. I think Chaos definitely. I think he catches him.
You're thinking of capoeira, by the way, not sambo
or whatever. Capoeira, yes,
same thing.
Thank you, Joseph.
Also, if you guys are sold on Chaos Williams, right now he's a plus 100 underdog. So,
wow.
Sean, I know you're a betting man, and I am too. I honestly have no idea who wins that fight, and I'm really excited for it.
And then also,
how long do you think the fight goes? Do you think it finishes? Because if Chaos wins, it's by KO or TKO.
I don't know. I remember the first time Daniel Cormier was commenting on this guy's fight, and the guy started doing backflips, and it was like watching a little kid see magic for the first time. He's like, "What the hell?" You're like,
that's what I'm talking about, man. It's so fascinating to watch because it is like watching a kung fu movie. You know, there's all this other shit going on that you never normally see in MMA.
I remember, man, when I was a kid, I remember the first time I saw magic, I was like, man, that's amazing. I can't believe that guy has AIDS.
I should laugh at that, but that's pretty good. But Cormier, Cormier though was like, what in the hell? He goes, no. He's like, all of a sudden you heard was like, no, he did it. Like what? Like you just like no one prepped him on this. What this guy's gonna do? He's like, I never. Like you weren't even like the sentences were not even being finished. It was like the best. That's one of my favorite commentaries when people are just like talking. When they stop, they forget where they are. And they're just, I mean, the best ever was Phil Baroni commenting on a War Machine fight because he had forgotten that his mic was on. When he went to the bathroom, all of a sudden you hear during a fight, I think this ring girl wants to fuck me.
Oh my God.
I'm glad somebody said it.
And then when Don Fry and Boz Rutan would do commentary, they would just get drunk and talk about their fights. Like it didn't even matter. Like, the fight could be over. It was going on. People were tapping, and they were like, "Remember that time that you fought?" Like it was just them.
That's awesome. Wait, who hired them to do commentary? Was this LFA or what was this?
It was something. I was like one of those, like it was like shark fights or something. It was
right. Okay, that makes sense.
But it was hilarious though because the guy was like tapping. Somebody would get knocked out, and then you just be like, Don would be, fucking my ex-wife is a fucking ass.
I have a question. Who do you think has a better commentary team, the UFC or Bellator? Because Bellator, Josh Thompson, who's the ref? Big John McCarthy, Mike Goldberg, Chael Sonnen.
I'm just so used to Rogan I think Rogan does such a good job. And then Cormier also really good job. Cruz, I think, does really good because Cruz says things that like are so like on point, even though like his personality isn't like the most winning. He just says things that you're like, wow. He'll tell you what's going to happen. He'll be like, he's not going to get that submission because unless he takes his feet, crawls over the cage, puts his right shoulder down, crawls like, I'm like, wow, like who else knows that, So those three are my favorite. I think Thompson's pretty good. I mean, they used to have Joe Warren comment it, and back when like War Machine was dating Chrissy Mack, the porn star, they used to go to her, and Warren would be like, "I've seen her before. I don't know where." Like that little shit, that kind of stuff makes me laugh, But I'm a guy that like I used to love Larry Merchant in boxing because he would just tell it like it is. He'd be like, 500 pounds in there, and we got a jabbing contest. Or like I remember when James Toney won, he goes, "Attention, obese people, you now have a champion."
I used to love toward the end when Larry Merchant would get so drunk he could barely talk and still try to interview him. It was great.
Oh man, Larry Merchant would get hammered.
Dude, his interviews were like literally like, when are you gonna fight anybody good?
Right next to the guy that just lost. I know.
Yeah, like
I think Paul Felder does a good job. I like Felder's commentary a lot.
Yeah, dude, that dude, he was a theater major in college. Didn't even fight. Like studied theater, like acting, and then to like lose weight or something or get in shape.
I will say this though, I do respect Bellator's commitment to UFC castoffs. They're like, oh no, it's not just the fighters. We've got their announcers too,
the referees,
and the refs. Exactly. I mean, it's just like a trip down UFC memory lane over there.
Those are ring girls from like UFC.
I think they want to fool people into thinking they're watching the UFC and then subliminally just shooting in the Bellator name here and there. Because it's like you turn it on and there's, Big John McCarthy and there's the announcer guy and there's the fight. And you're like, oh, it's a UFC fight. What are they doing on the Paramount Network or whatever the fuck they're on now?
I get more excited about when I'm signing people than the fights because I don't know when the fights are.
Right.
Like you're like, they got Anthony Johnson. When's he going to fight? Oh, he's fighting today at fucking 3:00. Like, you don't.
Friday night, I just clicked to look. We were looking for a holiday movie we recorded, and it's recording a Bellator event. And I'm like, oh my God, there's Bellator on tonight. I was like, I can't wait till we finish this movie so I can watch these fights.
No, Alimale McFarland lost a fight. She was the champion, lost Bellator last week. She never lost, but no one even knows that.
That was a terrible fight, by the way.
It was a terrible fight. You're right. It was a terrible fight. So also this week, Anthony Pettis is fighting Alex Morano. Greg Hardy is fighting Marcin Tabara. That should be a good fight. He's the guy that wears a diaper, right? Who's the guy?
No, that's Junior Albini.
Who's Marcin Tabara?
He's like this. You would recognize him if you saw him. He's like, he fights a lot. I don't know how to describe him. He looks like a Polish giant, sort of fat guy with a beard. You don't know if he's like 22 or 70.
Right.
He looks like Brendan Schaubman.
Right.
There's three. We got three hot ones.
Greg Hardy, man. Here's a guy though. Also, like, he might be the prototype to not how to make it, but how to cross over athletic wise from being a football star to a fighter.
Yeah.
They're not rushing him. He's on good training. And I feel like even when he loses, they're not career-ending losses. They're like learning curves. He's looking good.
Yeah.
Didn't he just fight like 2 weeks ago? Or am I crazy? I thought he just fought.
Yeah, he knocked somebody out. Like,
yeah, I think it was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I think maybe more than two, but not much. Yeah,
October 31st.
And Greg Hardy's a guy that I thought was going to be another stunt performer, and in fact, he's fight after fight. There's growth, there's progress, there's commitment. I gotta say, I'm liking the guy.
Yeah, the way he fights. I don't know, but people that know him, I mean, they like Rashad Evans, Dean Thomas. These are guys who are good judges of character. They're not gonna fuck around with anybody they don't like. And they swear by him.
So we'll see.
Dad. She's the girl from like Sweden.
Yeah.
she's with like Butt Bomb, Jessie Jess.
Yeah.
She also was like a EMT worker. We had her on the show. She was like saving people's lives. She's fighting Sajara Eubanks, who's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Fighter, kept missing weight, had some problems. I don't know, some kind of weird out of the cage problems, but lately has been looking really good. This should be a good fight. This should be a really good fight. We'll see how good. You know, Penny sometimes when she steps up doesn't always deliver. So hopefully she does. I like Sajara too, though, but Penny's my girl. And then Deron Wynn. He's the guy that looks like Cormier, like a mini Cormier, the good wrestling thing. And then a bunch of other guys are fighting.
So many fights on this card. 15 fights.
Because of the COVID.
Well, that seems to be their insurance policy now, right?
Yeah, well, actually, the Bilal Muhammad versus Diego Lima fight got canceled because Bilal tested positive for COVID. So that's one down.
That's one. There you go. This again. And they're probably thinking to themselves, this is why we book 15 fights, guys. Now get in there and join that gangbang.
Exactly what I was thinking.
They have a network where it's just fights all day long. Like anyone can fight. Like MMA fights, like a fireman can fight a policeman. Just like anytime you tune into the network, somebody's fighting.
That'd be awesome.
Now, is this Marlon Moraes, Rob Font fight still happening?
Yep, that's a good fight.
Holy
okay, because
shit.
we didn't talk about it. We like skipped right over it. And I was like, and in my mind, I was like, did it? Because usually when I bring up a fight that we didn't talk about, you're like, yeah, because it got canceled. I'm like,
it's a good fight. It's a good fight. Marlon Moraes is the guy that knocked out Aljamain Sterling. Also,
yeah, but didn't he just lose to somebody?
Corey Sandhagen got knocked out.
That's right. I don't know. It'd be great to see if he can rebound. This is a big test for him.
Knockout. It was a spinning wheel kick knockout.
Yep.
Right.
So, not saying that like it wasn't deserved, but had he not land that fight might have gone differently. You know.
Yeah, he would have been caught by something else later in the fight. I mean, who knows? Who knows? If he was destined to lose, he lost. So, okay.
I mean, you think that if Masvidal doesn't land that flying knee on Ben Askren, he still wins that fight?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, we'll never find out.
Sean, what do you think?
I'm trying to figure out why I keep losing you guys. Hold on one second. What is going on with this?
I don't know. I feel like sometimes Hail Mary, not that it was a Hail Mary, but like, okay, so we talked about like Marlon Moraes getting knocked out by Sandhagen with a spinning wheel kick. Greg saying he was destined to lose that fight because it was written almost. And I'm saying, I don't know. Like, he doesn't land that. He doesn't win that fight. Or he might have not. We'll never know. But like when Masvidal landed that flying knee on Askren, he doesn't land that. I think Askren wins that fight.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what, I mean, we'll never know now, but it's for sure. I think Askren beats him 9 out of 10, you know? So,
yeah. Greg, you disagree?
I disagree because Askren was so one-dimensional. I think if it wasn't that flying knee, it was a reverse elbow. It was something else later. He was going to get caught.
But he hadn't been caught 19 times up until then.
Well, he hadn't fought this guy 19 times.
I hear you. I don't know. I think his wrestling might have been too much. I mean, his guy has gorilla strength.
You know, man,
Did he get knocked out again the next fight after that?
He lost to Damian Maia. He got submitted in a fight that he was arguably winning in the third round.
Okay, you're losing ground on your side.
I wasn't much of a believer in Askren until I talked to 7 or 8 different people that trained with him, and every one of them said, dude, he's a monster. Like James Krause told me, dude, you can't do anything with him. He said, he's unbelievable. Like 4 or 5 different people told me, he's like, that dude is amazing, man. Like, so I didn't believe him until then. So.
Well, you need to look those 4 or 5 people up and get a refund on their opinions because they're fucking wrong. Because apparently he's one of those trained guys, but not fight guys. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not saying I don't like him. I'm not saying he isn't a great wrestler, but I think the evidence supports my theory more than yours.
I don't know, but okay. So you're saying that like Chael Sonnen doesn't get caught with 1 minute left to Anderson Silva, he gets caught with something else?
I don't know. I would have to go back and review the tape.
No, but look at Brett. Review the tape. By the way, so your Cowboys finally won, right?
Yes, finally! Oh my god! It's hard to cry through an orgasm, but I did. It was yeah, man. The Cowboys finally got and it was a big win too, like 30-7. Like it's the kind of win you're just like, thank you, God, thank you. And I won my wild card matchup in fantasy football, sending me to the semifinals.
Oh, there you congratulations.
Yeah, so we're still going. Stash makes cash.
Nice. Well, this Friday night, people, December 18th, my special drops on Fight Pass.
Woo!
I'm really, really excited about that. Lots of MMA jokes. It's an hour special. And
by the way, Adam, when people like rip on you and they haven't even seen this special yet, which is undoubtedly going to be hilarious, it's obvious jealousy, man. You always do what people wish you couldn't do, and so for the haters out there, that's pure jealousy, man. It really is. And I don't take it to heart. You deserve this. You worked super fucking hard for it, and it's going to be amazing.
No, I'm just actually one of the first times I'm not. I'm just actually enjoying it, enjoying being with my family and my wife and kid and my friends. So super happy. McCorkle, what do you got coming up?
Probably going to confront more meth heads on my property and just keep arguing with people on Facebook. That's pretty much my life. So,
Greg, what do you got coming up?
Well, just the next Tuesday, I have a Zoom show. If you go to my social media, I'll be posting the promo for that. I'm doing it for a friend's birthday, big comedian birthday show for a friend. So I'll be doing so if you want to catch a Zoom show that I'm going to be doing, it's I think the 22nd, which I think is Tuesday. I'm not sure. Yeah, next Tuesday. And of course, if you're still in there with fantasy football, check out my podcast. Also, I do post both the audio podcast link on SoundCloud as well as the video. And we'll be talking about the upcoming semifinal weekend. If you're still in it, let's chop it up.
Have the Jets won a game? Jets haven't won a game, have they?
Jets are winless this season, and they've not fired their coach.
Well, maybe they want to keep losing so they get the first pick, right?
I think that's exactly right. They want, and I guess Trevor Lawrence is the big prize out there. So we'll see what happens.
And then Ween Dog, what do you got?
Follow me on Twitter and social media, YouTube at The Joe Perez Show, and twitch.tv/Weendog.
Thank you. Well, thank you guys very much. Thank you, Alonzo. See you guys next week. You're the best.
All right, buddy.